Hello everybody, today's April 29th, 2011. I'd like to start this video off by saying that I am not a financial planner. I'm not qualified to give you financial advice. Everything that you hear from me is strictly my opinion, and please don't look to me as someone who's as smart as a banker, who's going to be putting you into a 0.5% interest rate on some CD, or as smart as a financial planner who gets you into a bunch of mutual funds, some annuities, and some nice bonds and stuff like that. I'm just a regular guy who's been telling you to watch the dollar falling and get into physical silver since it was around $14 an ounce. And now the dollar's about to hit an all-time low. And I just wanted to talk real quickly about retirement accounts. Once again, I'm not a retirement planner. I'm not going to be able to get you in to the best funds. I'm not going to be able to recommend to you the best ways to plan for retirement, which most of the retirement planning that I see has to do with a stable dollar, like we're being told by Geithner and Bernanke. But I don't know, maybe a lot of those retirement planners that believe in what the government says. Basically, what I wanted to talk about today was people that are courageous enough and have a well enough understanding of what we're facing in this country and what's happening, and the possibility of a currency collapse, and the fact that they're taking their IRA and cashing it in. I know a guy who recently told me that he cashed in his IRA, $150,000 IRA. He took the huge hit, paying up the taxes and paying the penalty because he's not of age. And I believe he ended up with maybe like 65 grand out of the 150. It's totally unbelievable. I mean, most people wouldn't even think of doing something like that. I mean, they wouldn't even really cross their mind. That's their safe, secure retirement. That, of course, the government will never take it from them. And, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. There's plans of government trying to turn that into some secure retirement fund for you. But anyway, oh man, come on. Well, I guess I'll be sitting here for a little while. Friday night, 6:30. People heading out of the Bay Area. Actually, it's been really nice. Ever since we had that, the housing turned down in like 2007. I don't see as any construction workers on the freeway, and really the last few years haven't been that bad. I used to have horrible traffic back in like 2005, 2006. This would always be stopped up here on the Altamont. So anyway, back to the guy that I was talking about. He'd rather have the privacy and freedom and security of knowing that he has real money in his own possession, and not in a 401k account, or in an IRA account, or in a 401k account that the government could potentially take over at some point in the future. Now, most people can't even imagine this as a possibility, but back in September 2010, this was already being talked about in Congress. They're talking about lifetime income options for retirement plans. And, they're not just going to come right out and say, we're going to take all the retirement plans. People start flipping out. They'll come up with a fancy way of taking it from you, kind of like the inflation steals your wealth over time. But it's kind of hidden. It's like a hidden tax. And, people don't really notice it. But, they'll come up with things like treasury retirement bonds and retirement income protection. You're going to be protecting your income. Yeah, protecting it right into their coffers. I think there's like close to $4 trillion in IRAs, something like that. doesn't matter. You know, with the national debt, they're going to need some way of keeping their credit worthiness. They're going to have some type of collateral. And those accounts, you know, I'm sure they'd love to get their fingers on those. You know, I went to the coin shop today, and you know, I mentioned what I'm talking about, and he said, yeah, just 3 days ago, some guy came in, looking for 1,000 ounces, said he cashed in, paid the penalty on his IRAs, put it in physical silver. So I think we're going to be seeing more of this. It's just going to be more pressure on the silver market on the upside. And you know, something to really think about. And I would imagine that, I don't know, maybe at this point, maybe only 10,000 people out of, I don't know, 5 million, 10 million would even consider something as high risk as silver and gold. That's high risk. Yeah, aren't your dollar-denominated assets high risk? People don't think that their 401ks with their stocks and bonds and their retirement accounts are high risk, that are in the dollar. The dollar's heading towards collapse, and they're still talking about gold and silver being high risk. Oh well, some of us know what's going on.